Hey there, my name is Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through how we made $32,000 flipping just one house, but unfortunately, it took 200 days. I'm gonna walk you through some of the lessons, our HUD statement, as well as our P&L to show you guys exactly what it's like flipping houses. Let's dive right in. So with these videos, I always like to show you guys like exactly where the lead came from so that way you can go out and replicate it. This particular property actually came from our Carrot site. If you're not familiar with Investor Carrot, I've done a few videos on them, one about the pros and one about the cons that I'll link to above, but they're basically like a template website for real estate investors. If that's something that you're interested in checking out and want to support the channel, you can go to carrot.com/Ryan. That's our affiliate link for them. Investor Carrot is something I've personally been using since like 2016. One thing I do want to point out with it, it is just a website. You have to drive traffic to it somehow. Now, we use pay-per-click, we use Facebook ads. It's also on every piece of direct mail that we send, but we also do what's called like SEO or search engine optimization. That way we come up for things like we buy houses, sell my house fast when people are doing searches, that kind of thing. So this particular site came from SEO through our Get Carrot site. Now, I want to show you guys a couple things with this one because this wasn't the fastest deal that we've ever done. The lead initially came in back on March 17th of 2021, so over a year ago. We were able to schedule an appointment to go out and meet with them on March 30th. We didn't actually get the property under contract until June. So March, April, May, June before we got it under contract. And this was one of those ones that wasn't just a straightforward like, hey, I want to sell my house fast. Let me, move out immediately. We had to do quite a bit of legwork on this one. So initially, we'd offered like $86,000 for the property, but the homeowner needed help moving and asked if we could come up to $88,000 to pay for movers, which coincidentally enough was our MAO. Another thing we ran into with this seller, not only did they need help moving, they also needed help finding a place. So Karen on our team, who's absolutely wonderful, spent a lot of time digging through rentals, Zillow, Craigslist, sending them places, calling places, trying to find them somewhere to go. If you've dealt with any properties in the past like year when the market's been like on fire, you've probably heard a lot like, I would sell, but I don't know where to go. This was one of those ones. They wanted to sell and we had to physically help them find a place to go. So like we mentioned earlier, lead originally came in March of 2021. We didn't even get it under contract until June of 2021. And it took us July, August, September until we were able to find them a place to move into. I'm going to show you guys how we ran our numbers on this one. So we figured the property would go for between 135 to 140,000. We used the 75% rule. So ARV times 0.75 has us at 103 minus the rehab of $5,000 means we could pay up to $88K. Initially, our thought was to wholesale this, so we would have tried to have wholesaled it for $98, but we decided just to take this one down and do it ourselves because, come on, it's a $5,000 rehab. One thing that I didn't love with this property, it was like 45 minutes to an hour from our office, so a little bit of a pain, but I'm going to show you the before and the after pictures, and you're going to see, really, we didn't have to do much to this thing. There are several lessons with this one that I'm going to walk you guys through just to be aware of in case you're looking at these kinds of deals. So these were kind of the before pictures on this place. And then these were the after pictures. One thing you'll notice, professional pictures do go a long way. We do professional pictures on every deal we do. These actually aren't my favorite. So actionable takeaway number one from this video for you. Make sure the photographer, when they're taking pictures of your place, like turns the lights on in rooms. Kind of a given. My other favorite, oh cool, it's in here, is when they leave the toilet seat up. Like just put it down, it looks better. Other than that, pretty clean, livable place. This might be the most awkward bathroom in all of human history with a window literally over your shoulder behind the toilet and one next to you. But really pretty solid house, pretty cute in an area that we were absolutely priced right. Second takeaway for you guys on this video, I'm a big fan of this kind of inventory with where we're at in the market and the economy. Being in kind of this like first time home buyer-y, clean, livable, doesn't need anything major. This is absolutely the kind of inventory that you want. It's what people are wanting if they're trying to own rentals. It's what people are trying to buy if they're wanting to move out of rentals. We also bought this property for substantially less than you could build it today. I mean, there's no way you could build this place for $88,000. So that's kind of the deal in a nutshell. I do want to show you our actual financials from our accounting software. We use a tool called the Rent Manager for all of our property management, as well as all of our accounting. It's absolutely phenomenal for P&Ls. It's more of an accounting tool. It's not super user friendly, I'll warn you guys, but it makes us look like absolute rock stars when we're talking to the banks, and we can provide things like, T12s and P&L statements and kind of these detailed financials that they're typically looking for. So first things first, I want to show you, we did indeed make $32,622. That is our actual net profit. That's not like the gross from title. This is after everything. And I'm going to show you what all those costs were, but this includes paying off our private lender, utilities, insurance, any repairs we had to do, all of that stuff. So I'm going to walk you guys through the actual financials that went into this deal, and then we're going to get into a couple good takeaways if you're looking at pivoting into kind of this first time home buyer-y inventory. So the place we ended up buying it all in for $89,000. We spent a whopping $54 on building materials, another $325 on the inspection. That is one thing we do. I didn't used to do this, but any place that I'm going to take down, I do a full-blown retail inspection on. Reason being, I didn't used to. In fact, you can probably find videos on this channel where I'm like, oh, my GC just does a walkthrough for me. Well, it's all fine and dandy, but the people you're selling it to are going to do a retail inspection, and I would rather know what they're going to find than get surprised, which happened too many times. So now, it's worth I dropped the $325 to know what I'm getting into. Spent $70, had the grass cut twice. We spent $719 on basic things on the property. A big chunk of that was carpet cleaning and then just kind of fixing some odds and ends. We spent $823.62 in holding costs. That's just kind of miscellaneous. It's kind of our tag for that. Spent $443.77 on gas and propane. Another $421 on water and sewer. Another $277 on electricity. And another $700 for dumpster haul away, initial clean out type stuff. So all in all, we ended up into the property for $92,834. The AM on this particular deal got paid $1,307 as their commission for the deal. So we ended up all into the property, all things considered, for $94,141. And that was our all-in number on the place. Now, if you remember from the initial thing I shared of us analyzing this deal, we originally thought that it would sell for $137,000. We ended up selling actually for $142,000. Woohoo! I do recommend you document all your numbers like this. That way you can go back and see, did our rehab end up being what we thought it would be, or did it end up being more? Did it sell for what we thought it would be, or did it sell for less or for more? The way you can kind of gauge, are you analyzing your deals correctly? So I'm going to pull up our actual HUD statement for you. Now we're going to blur out some confidential information like realtors' names, sellers' names, some of that, but I want to walk you guys through the numbers of just where everything went and what led to that net payday for us. So if you remember, we made $32,622 total. But let me pull up the HUD statement for you guys. So if you're not familiar with the HUD statement or you haven't seen a whole bunch of them, left side is going to be the seller, right side is going to be the borrower or buyer, kind of shows you who paid what. So we sold the property for $143,000. We had to pay $694 in property taxes for the time we own the property. Real estate commissions of So that break down to roughly $7,000 on this deal, which we'll talk about here in a second. Title insurance of $450, doc prep $50, $25 for a closing letter, $5 for some other BS, $275 for the title search, another $50 for like a service fee, and then we had another $450 in like prorated taxes, a $46 like utility lien that got missed from when we bought the property. And then this part was a pain in the butt and gets us to a couple of the lessons in the deal. We had to pay $7,670 to paint the outside of this place in order for the property to qualify for the FHA mortgage, because there was some like cracked or peeling paint. Now, this was a huge pain on this particular deal, but we'll get into those lessons here in a second. So all in all, on this particular deal, we had $16,866 of like selling costs come out on the deal. Our like check from title was $126,133, but as we've discussed, a little over $32,000 of that was actually profit. Now, am I upset about this particular deal taking 200 days and us making $32,000? Absolutely not. I did the math and it breaks out to like $150 we made per day. Super stellar. You do 2 of these a year, you're making $60,000 a year. That's like almost 3 times what I used to make at my old W-2. So not anything to be upset about at all, but I want to talk about a couple of the lessons and why this particular deal took so long. So on this property, we were priced at like $140,000 is what we listed at. As investors, on these kinds of short projects, we often tend to not realize the importance of the property being FHA eligible. FHA, if you're not super familiar with it, is a particular type of mortgage that allows people to buy a home with just 3% down. In my experience dealing with kind of this first-time home buyer price point, a lot of your buyers are using FHA mortgages. It also makes a lot of sense to just Google what the FHA mortgage requirements are and get familiar with those. Things like the peeling paint, for instance, is a big no-no. It's not something FHA will allow, even if your buyer doesn't care. Like this particular seller was not, or this particular buyer, was not requesting that we repaint the place, but the mortgage company was like, hey, you're gonna go ahead and repaint this place. So that's kind of lesson number 1. Like we barely did any rehab. It was a couple weeks and we were on the market, but the people that wanted to buy the house weren't able to qualify for like a 5 to 10% down conventional mortgage. They needed the FHA, and FHA requires you to have owned the property for 90 days. Like you bought it and it's been 90 days before you can go under contract with somebody using an FHA mortgage. So that right there took us like 3 of our 6 months. The other problem we ran into with this particular price point, just something to be aware of, folks that are using FHA mortgages often don't have a ton of extra cash and they might not be in the best position credit-wise. Not to knock it at all, like my first house I bought was FHA. However, I had like no money. So, I think I can get away with saying that. But borrowers in this price point tend to make dumb decisions. So we were actually under contract with 3 separate people, and the first 2 did dumb things that got them disqualified from being able to buy the house. I think one of them went to like Rent-A-Center and racked up a bunch of debt on some furniture, and the other person went out and bought a new car. Which is something we've joked about in the past, but like that was the problem with this. We'd go on the market, we'd go under contract almost immediately, but getting it closed was another story because we had to like, hey, please don't do anything dumb financially for the next like 60 days. And the first 2 of 3 people weren't able to do that. So kind of like takeaway from that, just realize what product you've got. And you might have to be patient with the market. It's not always, this isn't Amazon, like I want it today. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved this property to have sold to the first person and closed in under a month, but that's not exactly how it happened. The other thing on this deal was this whole painting the exterior thing. If you know how the months in the year work, we bought the property in September and we were under contract by like November, December, which is winter in the Midwest, meaning it is too cold to paint. typically, I tend to be somebody who gripes a little bit about having to pay realtors commissions. Our agent, don't get me wrong, is fantastic. Actually, we use several, but the gentleman that did this one absolutely earned every dollar he made. Normally, I'm somebody that kind of complains of like, you do a little bit of data entry to make 3% of somebody's equity sounds ridiculous to me. Not on this one. We had to go back and forth with the other realtor and the bank of like, we physically can't paint this place right now. It's too cold. And them being like, well, it has to get painted in order to like close. So we're painting the story to our realtor who's turning around and selling them on the other side of like, okay, awesome. You want us to paint it right now where the paint doesn't really stick to the house and it's falling off in spring. Well, no, we don't want that. Well, surely FHA closes mortgages outside of just spring, summer, and fall, right? Well, yeah, of course, that'd be ridiculous, right? So he absolutely earned every dollar of his commission in getting this thing across the finish line. And that's just kind of, I guess, my final takeaway on this. Make sure the realtors that you're hiring to ultimately represent you in the transactions you're doing actually do deals. There are a lot of realtors that do like 1 to 2, 3, maybe 4 listings a year. That's not the person you want. You want the guy that's doing like 5, 10 a month. Because likely he's going to have more pull, he's going to have more contacts, he's going to know the ins and out better than, Susie Q realtor that passed her test and has never sold a house for anybody other than her mom and dad, right? Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoy it, all I'm going to ask is that you like the video, drop a comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel. That helps us know like, hey, you guys appreciate these and we should keep them coming. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of like deep dive of the actual ins and outs. We could totally post the hype videos of like, oh, we made $30,000. Go use our affiliate link with Carrot, but like that doesn't paint the whole picture. So that's kind of our goal with these, give you all the ins and outs, not really sell the dream, but help you if it's something you've already got. Again, my name was Ryan Dossey. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. Talk to y'all next time.